Match number 5, we go now over in the Europa League with tabletoppers Midtjylland currently running away with it with a perfect bloody record. Can they be caught this coming match day? We're going to get into that and more next. That's right, folks, back once again with another video. Today we take a look at match day number 5, that's right, in the Europa League. And of course, currently the Danes lead the charge. Midtjylland, 4 wins from 4. Can they make it 5 from 5? Well, we'll get into all of that and much more in a second. If you're new, where you been, smash your subscribe. You want to subscribe for Blackburn Rovers, Europa League, woo, football. We're going to all here under one Ruski. Of course, they could have a new leader at the end of this coming match day with the likes of Celta, Vigo, Feyenoord, even Braga could top the table with a win and everything else going their way. What am I talking about? Well, I'll show you in just 1 second. Big shout out to members of the patrons. You know who you are, but let's, of course, bring you back up to date with this, guys. It is the Europa League, and I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully you are too. And of course, we're looking forward to the next coming match day. What am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about this, guys. We're bringing you back up to date with the score lines here. Typically, my predictions would be here, but they're not today. We're going to kind of mix it up a little bit. But let's recap the results. Some of the surprise ones that in the last weekend's drama. So Utrecht with a draw against Porto, dropped points there from Porto. Meanwhile, Red Star Belgrade with a 1-0 win over Lille, good result for them. Zagreb losing at home to Celta Vigo. Salzburg on the climb with a 2-0 win over go-ahead. Eagles Midtjylland, like I said, top the table with a 3-1 win over Celtic. Meanwhile, Basel also same scoreline, 3-1 win over Ludogorets. Nice losing also with the same scoreline at home to Freiburg. Sturm Graz with a 0-0 scoreline at home to Forest there. Malmo losing at home to Panathinaikos. Rangers losing to Roma as predicted. Stuttgart with a 2-0 win over Feyenoord. Betis with the same scoreline over Lyon, and Villa also doing it, a 2-0 win over Maccabi Tel-Aviv. Meanwhile, Viktoria and Fenerbahce could not be separated 0-0, but all the goals were in Portugal with Braga lost to Genk there, 4-3. Meanwhile, PAOK, we have 4-0 win over Young Boys Bern. Feyenoord 3-1 winners over Ludogorets, and Bologna could only draw with Brann, that's right. So the table, my friends, looks like this. As you see it, Rangers are bottom of the pile there with Nice. It's not very nice for Nice at the moment. Meanwhile, Ludogorets also down there struggling, as of course Celtic not in the automatics or in the qualification zone just yet. Meanwhile, we do move into that sort of playoff character zone here. From 9th all the way down to, 24th there. Of course, Bologna got a bit of work to do to get themselves moving, as do the likes of Stuttgart, Roma, Porto, Zagreb, of course, all need to start getting up towards that top 8. But in that top 8, in reverse order, we go back a bit there. It is Real Betis in 8th spot. We got Lyon in 7th, of course, who were typically originally, I think they were disqualified, weren't they? Meanwhile, Villa up there into 6th, Braga in 5th. And in the top 4, we have Vigo, we have Feyenoord, we have Freiburg, and we have Midtjylland, of course. But as I said, at the top of the hour, all that could change, of course, with these. That's right. So the next matches, and of course, we're going to do our predictions a little bit differently. What do I mean by that? Well, typically, I'd throw all this kind of data at you. We're kind of scaling back in the data, just going with my gut instinct. We'll talk a little bit about the odds and all that kind of jazz, but it's just better to show you. So here we go. We're going to kick it all off. What are we going to kick it off with? We're going to kick it all off with the trip to Italy. That's right. Roma take on Midtjylland coming at you on the 27th of the 11th. Gianpiero Gasparini's Roma are in 18th right now. Just 6 points for them. 4 wins the last 5. Up against tabletoppers Midtjylland under Mike Tulberg. They are top with 12 points. Like I said, they've unbeaten at least the last 6. In fact, if you open it up a little bit, they're unbeaten the last 13 matches. They did pick up a 3-1 win over Celtic last time around. Roma also picking up a win over the Glasgow side, that is Rangers. Coming into this, the bookies will back Roma. They are at home, of course, but Midtjylland are tabletoppers and are a serious threat for this. But you've got to realistically back Roma for the W here, which of course would and possibly could give us a new leader at the top. Meanwhile, Porto taking on Nice, who are not in a very nice place, are they? It's coming to the Estadio di Drogo. Porto under Francesco Varioli. They sit 14th right now with 7 points, just 1 defeat. In the last 6 up against Nice, they're under Frank Hesa. They are 35th right now, no points for them. 4 defeats on the spin, including a loss to Freiburg last time around. Porto, though, picking up the draw against Utrecht last time around, and of course hoping to get back to winning ways over at their own backyard. The bookies will back Porto. I'm going to back them as well. 2-1 winners. It is not very nice, is it, for Nice? Let's go to Feyenoord as they take on Celtic. That's right, coming at you over at the Stadion Feyenoord. Robin van Persie is the coach there for the Dutchies. They sit 29th right now with 3 points. Just 1 win in the last 4. Up against Celtic under Martin O'Neill. He's back for the upteenth time. 4 wins in the last 6. They are 27 right now. 4 points for them. And they last played Midtjylland losing, of course, up against a final side who also lost to Stuttgart. Form bookers are back in favour of Celtic, who are a different beast now. I do think they are more resolute under Martin O'Neill, and I think they will I think they'll get the W. Oh, I think they'll get something out of this. Go on with the score draw here, point apiece. Over in the Dutchlands, let's go to Lille then, shall we, as they take on Dinamo Zagreb. Coming out, they start Pierre Maroy. Lille are the Bruno Cinzenzo. They are 19th right now, 6 points for them. 3 defeats in the last 4 for the Frenchies. Up against Zagreb and Mario Kovacic. Back-to-back wins for them. They sit 12th right now, 7 points for them. And they're on the back of a 3-0 loss, though, to Celta Vigo in this competition. Lille, on the flip side, 1-0 loss themselves to Red Star Belgrade. That was last time around. What about this time? Of course, the bookies are back in the Frenchies for this one. Form book, though, is probably going in favour of Zagreb, who can be a stubborn opposition when they want to. I've gone with a 1-0 win, though, for the Frenchies, just to nick it. In the end, let's go to Aston Villa then, shall we, as they take on the young boys Bern. That's right, coming at Villa Park. Of course, Unai Emery's boys are 6th right now, 9 points for them. 3 wins in the last 4 against young boys Bern and Gerard Sione. Of course, the ex-Mönchengladbach coach straight in there for the young boys Bern. Just 1 defeat in the last 6 for them. They're 22nd with 6 points, of course. Coming into this, though, young boys Bern are on the back of that 4-0 loss to PAOK. That was pre-international break, of course. As for Villa, they're on the back of that 2-0 win over Maccabi Tel-Aviv. Looking at this one, they've actually had back-to-back clean sheets at home. The bookies, though, for this one, they'll back Villa. I've got to back Villa as well. I've gone 3-1 win. Good performance for Villa, and climbing up the table they will go. Meanwhile, Fenerbahce, they're taking on Feyenoord in the battle of the Fs. That's right, Dominic Tedesco's Fenerbahce are 15th right now. They're unbeaten on the last 6 matches, picking up 5 wins and just the 1 draw. Just 7 points for them. Up against Ferencváros under Robbie Keane, just 1 win. Just 1 defeat in the last 6. They are 3rd in the table. They are 10 points, of course, are looking to maybe top the table themselves. They're on the back of that 3-1 win over Ludogorets Razgrad. As for Fenerbahce, they could only draw against Pilsen last time around. The bookies, they will back the Turkish outfit, and of course they are going to be a tough old match here. I have gone with a 2-0 win for Fenerbahce as Tedesco's boys crank it up a notch. Let's go to PAOK then, shall we, over in Greece as they take on Brann. That's right, the Tumba Stadium. PAOK managed by Razvan Lucescu, sitting in 10th right now, 7 points for them, just 1 defeat in the last 6. Brann, though, under Freya Alexanderson, they sit 11th right now, 7 points for them, winless in the last 5. They are in a bit of trouble, of course, and of course they did own draw against high-flying Bologna in, of course, Serie A. PAOK, though, with a 4-0 demolition job of young boys Bern. That's right, they actually scored 8 goals in the last 2 games in this competition, have PAOK, and of course the bookies see that and they're backing them as well. I think I'm going to go with a draw here. I don't know why I've got that one out because the form is not great for Brann. Meanwhile, Viktoria Pilsen will be locking horns against Freiburg, coming at you over in Pilsen. So in the Czech Republic there, Martin Hiski is the coach there. Back-to-back games though without a win. They do sit 8th right now with 8 points. Up against Freiburg and Julian Schuster, who are 2nd with 10 points, just 1 defeat in the last 6 for them. That 1 defeat was a heavy one against Bayern, of course. They're on the back of a 3-1 win over Nice, which wasn't very nice though, was it? As for Fenerbahce, they picked up a draw against Pilsen last time around. The bookies, though, will back. They're going to back Freiburg for the away victory here. I think I'm going with them to get it as well. 2-1 win. Freiburg taking the points. Let's go to Ludogorets Razgrad, taking on a Celta Vigo side coming to the Hempapar Arena. Ludogorets managed by Todore Shevovidov. They are 30th right now with 3 points. Just 1 win the last 6. Up against Celta Vigo and Claudio Gerhaldes. They are 4th right now. 9 points for them. Just 1 defeat in the last 6. And that 1 defeat was, of course, against Barcelona. Previously in this competition, a 3-0 win it was for Zagreb against Zagreb. As for Ludogorets, they could only lose to Ferencváros 3-1 last time around. The bookies will back Celta Vigo. They are a force to be reckoned with. They could also top the table with a win. I've gone with a 1-0 narrow boat win there for Celta Vigo to take the points and move the chains. Can Rangers deliver up against a Braga side coming at you over at Ibrox? The Rangers are Danny Roll right now. They are 36th with no points. They're rock bottom, but back-to-back wins for them. Up against a Braga side who are 5th right now within striking distance of that top spot. They got 9 points for them, just 1 win though in the last 3. Coming into this, they last played in this competition. It was a 4-3 loss to Genk for Braga. As for Rangers, losing at home to Roma, of course. The bookies, though, will back Rangers to lose this game, Braga to win. But again, Danny Roll was in charge now. I think they've got them moving in the right direction. I've gone with motivational speaker here, Danny Roll, to get a point. The first point for Rangers. In this competition, let's go to Real Betis then as they take on Utrecht. Come at you over there, Estadio de la Tortuga. Betis under Manuel Pellegrini. They're sitting 9th right now. 8 points for them, just 1 defeat in the last 6. Up against Utrecht, Ron Jans is the coach. They're unbeaten in the last 3, but they're sitting in 32nd spot, and that's just 1 point for them. Coming into this, they last played in this competition. Utrecht could only muster the draw against Porto. Good draw it was. Meanwhile, Real Betis with that important 2-0 win over over Lyon. Again, Real Betis are in that striking distance to make some ground into that top 8. And the bookies are looking at this as a potential win for the hosts. That is the Spanish outfit, Real Betis. I'm going with them as well. 2-1 winners. Real Betis taking the points and moving up the ladder. They go Bologna. They're taking on Strasbourg, coming at you over at the Ranta d'Alia. Vincenzo Italiano's lads are not doing the best. They are 24th right now, 5 points for them. I'm against the Salzburg side, Thomas Lich. They are 28th right now, 3 points for them. And of course, these two sides both trying to move up the table. Both sides coming in on 75% form. Bologna picking up a 0-0 draw against Brann most recently. Salzburg with a 2-0 win over go-ahead Eagles. But the bookies will back Bologna, who are a force to be reckoned with over in Italy right now. They ain't no slouches. Top 4 contenders, and of course they'll win this game as well. 2-0 winners, Bologna taking the W. Let's go to Red Star Belgrade as they take on Stuttgart, 2 fallen giants locking horns at the Stadium Marako Micic. That's right, Red Star Belgrade are 25th right now, 4 points for them. 3 wins on the bounce though. Up against the Stuttgart side, managed by Elias Chamalabados. They are 31st right now, 3 points for them. Winless in the last 3 matches. Now coming into this though, on the back of that loss against Basel, that's Stuttgart. Aston Red Star picking up that all important 1-0 win over Lille to give themselves a boost to go up the table. The bookies though will back the host. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw as 2 juggernauts lock horns, and it'll be all square over in Belgrade. Meanwhile, Maccabi Tel Aviv, they're going to be taking on Lyon. That's right, coming at you over at the TSC Arena. That's right, Tel Aviv managed by Zlato Lezic. 34th right now, just a 1 point for them. They're on back-to-back defeats. Up against Lyon, managed by Paulo Fonseca. They are 7th right now, doing good, but the form is grim, unbeaten or winless in the last 4. Coming into this, Betis that beat Lyon last time around. As for Maccabi Tel Aviv, they lost to Aston Villa last time around. Tight on this one. Go with the away side here. Lyon with the W. I've gone with the 1-0 win as well, matching the bookies' odds as we head into Genk as they take on Basel. That's right, come at you over at the GKK Arena. Torsten Fink is the coach there for Genk. They sit 13th right now, unbeaten in at least the last 8 matches. Up against the Basel side and Ludovic Majin. They sit 17th right now, 6 points for them. Just 1 defeat in the last 4. They did pick up a cheeky 3-1 win over Stuttgart last time around. As for Genk, 7-goal through a 4-3 away win against Braga last time around. The bookies will back Genk for this one. I think I've gone there as well. No, I've gone the draw, point apiece. Basel upsetting the apricot there with a point for them on the night. Meanwhile, Forest taking on Malmo. Of course, Sean Dyche has got these guys cooking once again. They sit 23rd right now, 5 points for them, just 1 defeat in the last 6, including a monstrous 3-0 win at Anfield for Forest last time around. However, in this competition, they kind of yet to really get going. 0-0 draw at Sturm last time around. As for Malmo, they also lost against Panathinaikos 1-0 last time. Bookies will back Forest, of course, after that victory against Liverpool. I don't blame them. I've gone with a 2-0 win as well for Forest to move up the chains and make a push for those the higher ranking positions. Into the final couple, we go Panathinaikos. I mean, Sturm Graz coming to the Apolotos Nicolaides. Panathinaikos managed by Rafael Benitez. They're sitting in 16th right now, 6 points for them. 4 wins the last 5. Up against Sturm Graz under Jürgen Samuel. Just 1 win for them in the last 6. They do sit 25th with 4 points coming into this. Looking at the recent run here, Panathinaikos picking up that 1-0 win over Malmo. Of course, also winning in the Superliga will help them in recent times. As for Sturm Graz, they did draw against Forest, as mentioned a moment ago. Looking at the bookies here, the bookies will back Panathinaikos. They've got a bit of new-ish manager bounce with Rafa Benitez. I think they're going to be too difficult to play against at home, so I'm going to go with the Panathinaikos as well. 2 more minutes. And then finally, we have the Dutchlands. Let's go ahead. The Eagles, they're going to be taking on Stuttgart in their sort of Dutch versus German encounter coming to the Die Alte Holst. Go ahead, Eagles managed by Melvin Boel. They sit 21st right now, 6 points for them. 3 wins and 3 defeats in the last 6. They're against Stuttgart under Sebastian Hoeneß. They are 20th right now, struggling in this competition. Doing all right in the older Bundesliga, just 1 defeat in the last 6 though for them. Coming into this on the back of that 2-0 win of a final for Stuttgart. As for Go Ahead Eagles, they did lose to Salzburg last time around. The bookies though for this one, they're leaning towards Stuttgart for a convincing win. I've gone with a narrow win, 1-0 win. And of course, I don't know about it. It's very tight between those two, but if I'm right, this is what the table will look like, guys, heading out of this one in match number 5. Nice, rock bottom on their Todd there. Rangers getting the first point on the board. Celtic making moves up to 26. Feyenoord in trouble in 28th. Into the sort of playoff sort of limbo land here. We've got 9th through 16th or something like that. They are in the driving seat, the seeded sides in the playoff spots as of my predictions there. Forest's just there or thereabouts on 8 points. Of course, bit of work to do for Bologna still and Genk. Meanwhile, towards the top end there, Roma and Porto, and even Fenerbahce making moves for those top 8. But currently, as I see it at the end of this match, it'll be Fenerbahce dropping down to 8th right now. Braga, Betis, Lyon, Villa making moves. Celta, Vigo, Midtjylland dropping down to 2. We have a new leader, and it's Freiburg heading out of this into match number 6. That is what I think. Make sure you subscribe, smash the like wherever you are in the world. Of course, your non-stop shop continues right here for Europa League, Blackburn Rovers, World Football. We've got all here. Subscribe on your way out. Smash the like as well. Until then, we are done.